Welcome back to my channel, where we use technology to help small business owners work smarter, not harder. If you're just getting started with SuiteDash, you're in the right place. This is the fourth and final installment in a video series designed to help you create an automated onboarding system in SuiteDash. By the end of this lesson, you'll have a fully functional onboarding system that guides your clients from start to finish in a hands-free, automated, and low-friction way. Today, we'll cover how to use schedules to ensure clients complete their onboarding without getting stuck. This allows the system to ensure your onboardings retain momentum while allowing you to step in if it seems the client needs help. Please note that each episode in this series builds on the assets created in earlier videos. So if you've skipped ahead, I highly recommend going back to the beginning to get the most out of this lesson. All ready? Let's dive in. All right, here we are back in SuiteDash. And the first step that we're going to take today is to create a schedule to use as a mechanism for firing our onboarding follow-up automations. Schedules can be found under the Automations menu item here in the main menu, and then Schedules. When we go to create the schedule, there are some options that we need to be aware of. So we're going to create first a new direct schedule. Dynamic schedules that's a topic for another video. Direct schedule, we're going to call this onboarding follow-up, like that. And we will assign this to CRM targets because this is not for staff. The based on date, we have three options here. We can have the based on day added to the schedule, based on the value of a date custom field, or based on a specific date. Based on a specific date, you might use if you were doing automations in relation to holidays or an upcoming event. Based on the value of a date custom field would be useful if the automations need to be fired for a date that could be different for each of your customers. For example, in the case of a wedding planner or a wedding event venue, you would set the date of the wedding as that custom date field and then trigger your automations based on that. For our purposes today, we are going to go with the default and just leave it on the based on the day added to the schedule and click Create. All right. We now have our onboarding follow-up schedule here. I'm going to click on that to go into the schedule and start adding some automations. So first, we're going to add, click on this button here to add automations. And the first automation we're going to add will just be an email reminder to the client. Click on the plus button here to add an individual automation. Let's call this 3 days. Now, this is very important to note. It says trigger after. Trigger automations at this interval before or after the based on date set for the schedule. What this is saying is, from the time this contact is added to the schedule, start the timer. Once that timer reaches 3 days, fire this automation. So I'm going to call this email reminder. We will configure automations and then hit the black plus button here to add a new automation, and here we will send email to target. Okay. The subject will just be, how's it going? Just wanted to check that everything is going well with your onboarding. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks. Like that. We probably would want to say something along those lines, right? And now I'm just going to save the automation up here in the top left corner. And then the final thing we need to do is click the Create button in the bottom left to finalize this particular set of automations. There we have it. So now, what this means is, as long as this contact is in this schedule, after 3 days, they will get this first reminder. Well, let's just say that we want to add a little bit additional. Additional alerts. Let's say 7 days. Let's say 7 days have gone by and this contact still hasn't finished their onboarding process. This could be problematic. So we're going to say alert staff member. I'm going to configure automations. Click the black plus sign to add a new automation. This will be email internals. And here I'm going to email myself. We could also use it to email a team or the target's coordinator or salesperson if you wanted to dynamically include those team members as well. So I'll say onboarding issues. Remember, this email now is going to staff. So I'm going to have to identify here. Let's see, the target, the contact will say client full name. Has not yet finished their onboarding. Please reach out to assist. Because if they haven't finished this by 10 days, we figure something must really be wrong. So now we're going to draw in the staff member and get them involved. Okay, so I'll click the Save button up here to save that automation, and then the Create button to finalize the automations. Okay, so now we have a schedule with 2 automations. After 3 days, an email reminder will go to the contact, and after 7 days, an email reminder will go to the designated staff member. So now what we need to do is to connect this schedule with the flow. So what we are going to do is go to our kickoff form. That's where everything starts in this process, right? So we'll go to our new client intake kickoff form, and I will click on the title here to edit the form. Okay. And we're going to look for assignments, and we see scheduled automations. And I'm going to add onboarding follow-up, just like that. So now you see the client will get the onboarding flow, the new client intake, and the onboarding follow-up schedule. They'll be assigned at the same time as soon as that client is created in the system. So I'll save this, and now that's all we need to do to include this, to include those scheduled automations as soon as someone comes into the system. But now there's one more trick here that we need to pay attention to. The thing is, if they complete their onboarding on time and they do everything that is needed to be done, we want to make sure that they are not going to get those email notifications. So we will go to our flow to make our final change. We'll do that. Let's see, that's in the onboarding menu and then the flows sub-item. And we go into the new client intake flow. Here's what we're going to do. On this very last step, when this flow is completed, here's what we'll do. We'll add a new automation, and we are going to, oops, it's not a schedule. It's not an audience, it's a schedule. We're going to remove from schedule onboarding follow-up. There we have it, and save that. So what this is saying now is whenever anyone completes this onboarding flow, remove them from the onboarding follow-up schedule. If they're not in that schedule, then that automation won't have any effect. But if they are in that schedule, then it will remove them from that. That means that as long as they finish this flow before the 3-day mark, then they won't get any of those email notifications, right? Now, I want to point out to you, here's a pro tip. If you want to take this even further, you can use the same concept of assigning a user to a schedule and then removing from that schedule on completion of the required action. You can do that at the step level, right? So in theory, you could actually create a schedule of reminders for each one of these steps. For our purposes, we're just using the flow as a whole, but I'm highlighting to you that you can also do it at the step level, right? Feel free to post something in the comments with a question if you'd like some help on getting that sorted out on your end. So then all we do here is click Save once again, and then our flow is saved. And that is the last piece that we need. So just to recap, in the lesson 1, we built a kickoff form and a client dashboard. The kickoff form brings the user into the system, and the dashboard gives them somewhere to land once they arrive. In the next lesson, we added an onboarding flow with a service agreement, so the client can be introduced to your portal. You can solidify your business relationship with that client, and so they can better understand your business model and how to get help when they need it. In the third lesson, we added a way to easily collect that initial service payment from your client so that payment is always made on time and you don't have to worry about starting work before payment is issued. And today, we added some monitoring to ensure that your onboarding gets completed on time and that your clients don't get stuck anywhere along the way. This is a full-featured, robust onboarding system that can be adapted to any agency, to any industry, and I hope it serves you well in your SuiteDash journey. Congratulations! If you were building along with me, you've now got a fully automated onboarding system to walk your clients through step by step in a hands-free, near frictionless way. This means you can simply focus on providing your best quality service to your clients while your business practically grows itself through automation. Let me know if you found this series helpful by hitting that like button or by leaving a comment down below. Be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss a new video. Did you build this system in your own portal? I'd love to hear how it went. Leave me a comment and let me know. If you have an idea for a video you'd like to see, leave that in the comments below as well. And lastly, if you're ready to level up your business or just need some help with SuiteDash, don't forget to check the description for ways to connect with me directly. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.